All right, everyone. Welcome to the first ever episode of Backdoor Cover. My name is Corey Morissette, joined here tonight by social media legend John Mariano. How are you tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm terrific. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I love your jersey. I got my brand new LT away jersey going here. Who are you wearing tonight?
I am sporting my Mark Bavaro.
Very nice. I love Mark Rivaro, one of my favorite players of all time. It's criminal he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
I love tight ends.
I could tell. All right, John. So maybe why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what we're going to be doing here tonight?
So guys, girls, it's football season. We want to talk about football, but we don't know much about football. I mean, Corey knows more than me. He coaches. I play Tecmo Bowl. So that's my experience here. Our show, Backdoor Cover, is going to help you lose money at gambling. Corey wants to help you win money. I am just being honest. You will, if you listen to us and take our advice, most weeks you will probably lose money.
It's very true. As much as I'd like to help you win money, it's probably true. But John and I both big NFL fans. We thought we'd do the show here for you to help you with picks against the spread. Like it says right there, picks against the spread. So why don't we start, John, right away with our first game? It's the Thursday nighter. The Houston Texans are taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The line is Chiefs by 9.5. So who do you like in this one?
I mean, I'm not even looking at the line. There's a tried and true method here that I go with. It's you pick the guys who won the Super Bowl. I don't care what the spread is. It's Thursday night, and I would say probably 7 out of 10 times the Super Bowl winner opens the season strong enough to cover. I was telling you right before the show, I think that Kansas City wins this by close to 20 points. They're going to come on strong. This isn't anything knocking Houston. But Kansas City wins this handily.
Kansas City very well may win this game, but it's a 9.5 point spread. I go back to the last time the Giants won the Super Bowl. They came out on a Thursday night and stunk up the joint. I don't think it's for sure every year that the Super Bowl champs win their week one matchup. So the Chiefs may win, and if they do, it's not going to be by 9.5. For some reason, I think Houston, even with an aging defense, J.J. Watt probably out for that game. They still got Deshaun Watson. They still got Will Fuller. They got now a motivated David Johnson in the backfield. I think they keep this one close enough. So I'm saying take the Texans on this one with a 9.5 point spread.
You know, Mahomes is still the quarterback of Kansas City, right?
I am well aware, and I know that Deshaun Watson is the quarterback in Houston.
Okay.
And neither are as good as Mitch Trubisky because he was taken above all those fellows.
Yikes.
Yikes, exactly. All right, so let's go to our next game here. John, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Carolina Panthers. The current line on this is Las Vegas by 2.5. The road team favored to win this one here. Who do you like?
So normally I'm not a fan of traveling east, especially early in the season. I think you know that the what do you call that? The travel tiredness. What do you call that? Help me out with a word here, Corey. We have like one watcher.
Christy, help us out with the word weariness. I don't know.
Yeah. So road weariness, right? That's a thing. But even with that, I think Gruden has this team ready and primed. I think he's looking to prove a point this year, opening the new stadium next week, I think. But it's a statement game, and Las Vegas covers.
I agree with you. I think Las Vegas not only covers, they win it by over 2.5. There's going to be a real difference, I think, between teams that are bringing in a whole new system and teams that have some consistency, especially offensively. This is now the second year for this Gruden offense in Las Vegas. Now you got guys like Josh Jacobs, Waller, the tight end, a real speedster now at receiver, and Derek Carr. Second year in the system, I think, is going to be very beneficial for him. Whereas in Carolina, you got a new head coach, new offensive coordinator. We haven't seen any preseason games. So we don't know what Carolina is really going to be looking like offensively. And defensively, I like the Raiders over the Panthers anyway. So I also agree.
We know what Carolina is going to look like. They're going to hand the ball to McCaffrey. They're going to throw the ball to McCaffrey. That's about it. the Raiders have this young kid coming in at wide receiver. He's a burner. I think he at least opens one up. I think he goes deep for 2 this week.
Yeah, he might. And what I would say to you is that sometimes when you get a rookie head coach, especially a young one, they tend to try and out-coach the room a little bit. And they coach a little too smart for their own britches. And they forget that they have a Christian McCaffrey and they should just hand the ball off to him 35 times and throw to him another 15 times. Will Matt Rule be that coach? I don't know. I don't know much about him, but I'm saying that that's a possibility. So I'm going with the tried and true, and I'm saying the Raiders cover.
Jet lag. It's jet lag. Thank you, Christy.
You can always count on Christy. She is just the absolute best. All right, let's move on to our next game, John. And we've got the Cleveland Browns visiting the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens, of course, is a team that a lot of people are picking to win the AFC this year. Cleveland, another giant question mark. They're getting a whole new head coach, whole new system. They got a wide receiver who likes getting Cleveland steamers in Cleveland. While he's steaming, he's not getting the ball enough. John, Ravens, Browns, who do you like?
So I can't believe I'm saying this because to the Browns. I mean, you even hear the disdain. I say it with like that. The Ravens are the sexy franchise. I just got a feeling that the Browns cover in this one.
And I tend to agree with you. I don't think Cleveland's going to win the game, but a huge spread like that in week 1 in a year where everybody's, no preseason games, no controlled scrimmages against other teams. 8 points seems like a lot. So I'm going to pick Baltimore to win the game, but Cleveland's going to cover the spread, I think.
I think when you have a running game the way Cleveland does, you can keep it close enough. I think Chubbs probably breaks one open in this. If you're a fantasy player, that's probably something to look at. But I think when you look at this, Baltimore, has the quarterback, that they have the defense, they probably have the special teams and the coaching. On paper, this looks like it's an easy blowout, and usually when that's the case on any given Sunday, that's proven wrong. So, divisional game week 1, I go with the Browns.
Yep, I agree. Nick Chubb and now Kareem Hunt just re-signed to a new 2-year deal. He'll be extra motivated. I think that 2-headed running attack is going to keep the game close enough there for the Cleveland Browns. Let's go over now to the New England Patriots. They're hosting the Miami Dolphins. Of course, the Patriots making headlines. Tom Brady's out. Rob Gronkowski also out the door. So they brought in Cam Newton. We have no idea what that offense is going to look like with Cam Newton. And the Miami Dolphins, still very much a work in progress. Tua Tagovailoa was the quarterback they drafted this past year, but it looks like they're going to go with a little Fitz magic to start the year. Will it be enough, though, to knock off the Patriots? The spread in that one is Patriots by 6.
So as much as I love Fitz magic, and I love when he gets the headlines, when he has that first surprise game that he shows up and knocks everybody off, eventually he comes back down, Fitz down to earth. Christy very badly wants the Finns in this. And what I can say is, as much as I love the Finns, on the other sideline, there's a great white shark, and his name's Bill Belichick. And I don't care who's lining up for the Patriots. You and I both know with enough time to plan, this man can win any game. He's had an entire winter to plan for this. And we know he wants to win this to prove he can do this without Tom. It's hard to plan the rest of the season, but he can guarantee his team looking great week 1. And that's what he's going to do. And he's going to go out, make a statement at home. I know I just said, divisional game, it's going to be close week 1. Bill Belichick is not the head coach in Baltimore, but he is in New England.
Yep, I say take the Patriots and the points. I am a firm believer that Bill Belichick is the greatest head coach of all time in NFL history. He's going to take Cam Newton. He's going to fit him in whatever system he wants. He tends to tailor his systems to the talent he has, and he's going to do that again this year. It's going to be a New England offense we've never seen before. It is, and I fully believe it's going to be as successful as any other offense he's ran. Same with the defense. I say they cover 6 points pretty easy. Take the Patriots in this one. It's a no-brainer. Next,
before we move on, I just want to point out it is kind of sad that there are no patriotic emojis.
True, right? There's no American flag emoji or anything like that.
I don't know. I don't know. Christy, go digging around, but that's the emoji you want for that game.
Yeah. The next game, we have the Green Bay Packers on the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings delivered a blow here just before we went on the air. Daniil Hunter out for at least the next few games. He was put on IR. So there's one half of that pass rush tandem with the Yannick Ngakoue, who they just picked up from the Jacksonville Jaguars, gone. Minnesota has the worst offensive line in football, and I'm counting the minor football team that my daughter plays for. I think Green Bay is going to have a field day with this one. John, who do you like?
I like Minnesota.
Really?
I do. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if it's Aaron Rodgers' age. I don't normally like picking against Rodgers in general, but I just have a call it a gut, right? Call it maybe I like purple more than I like green. I don't know, but Christy likes Green Bay in this game. You like Green Bay. I'm definitely outpicked, but I'm going Minnesota.
And I like Minnesota to win that division, but I don't like them to win this week 1 matchup. Green Bay's got a really good pass rush. Minnesota, like I said, the worst offensive line ever. Aaron Rodgers, I think, has a chip on his shoulder because they drafted his replacement. I see the Packers winning this one. Minnesota is favored by 2.5, so the Packers cover that easy, and they're actually going to win the game, I think. But like I said, Minnesota, a very good team. I think they win the North, just not week 1. So let's go over to the AFC East. The New York Jets are taking on the Buffalo Bills. This should be a good one, John. Who do you like?
So I was saying before the show, I think I like Buffalo to at least make it to the championship game. Maybe they'll make it to the Super Bowl. That really depends on how Allen plays. But I like the Jets to cover this week. With Darnold, the way Darnold plays with their receivers, I think they keep it close. I think Buffalo might pull ahead, but this might be one of those backdoor covers, as we've been known to see. And for the folks at home who might be learning a little bit about gambling, what a backdoor cover is when you have a large enough point spread, and a team comes back and they come back enough to cover a big spread, but not enough to win. That's called, Corey,
a backdoor cover.
And there you go.
It's entirely possible. I think Buffalo covers, though. I 6.5 points. Buffalo's favored by. I think the Jets are going to get there, but they're a few years off. Buffalo's just too good. That defense is going to be lights out. And week 1, that defense is always ahead of the offense, right? And the Jets' offense, I just don't think is there yet. I'm not a big believer in Le'Veon Bell in that backfield, or Sam Darnold for that matter. I think he still needs some seasoning. So I like Buffalo to win this by a good 10 points and cover the spread. So.
It's the Jets. They will probably lose, right? But you pick them so that way you can get mad at them next week. So if I'm mad at the Jets next week, you know why.
There you are. We got a really intriguing matchup here, John. I'm very much looking forward to this game. It's the Seattle Seahawks on the road to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Right now, the Falcons are 1.5 point favorites. Who do you like in this one? Oh, sorry, not Seattle is 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah,
who do you like?
This game makes no sense to me. I feel like Seattle should be laying at least 3.5, even on the road on Atlanta's home opener. Atlanta has been stinking up the joint for years. Mm-hmm. I smell something fishy here. I think the bookies are begging you to take Seattle. So I'm going to take Atlanta to cover at home and win this game outright.
I had almost the same reasoning, but it smelled fishy. I'm liking Atlanta too. There's pieces in Atlanta, right? Matt Ryan is only this team. Atlanta is only a couple years removed from a Super Bowl appearance. Matt Ryan's only a few years removed from an MVP. There's still talent on this team. They still got Julio Jones, arguably
Gurley.
They got Todd Gurley now. Todd Gurley with a chip on his shoulder, who's fully healthy too. So they're going to be able to run the ball. So yeah, I'm liking Atlanta in this one too to upset Seattle at home. Oh, we got a great NFC North battle coming up here, John. Oh, she likes the Falcons too. Good call, Christy. The Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. The Bears, obviously, with the best quarterback in the world, Mitch Trubisky. They've traded up to get him. over Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, taking on Detroit Lions, which I can never put my finger on Detroit. They're always either a 6 or 8 win team. I have no idea what they're going to do this year. John, who do you like in this matchup?
So normally I would like Chicago, on the road. Chicago declared Trubisky as their starter.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's when they lost this game. Stafford's going to show up big. He's going to be healthy early, and you're going to get some of those 6 to 8 wins starting this week.
Even with the 3 points in Detroit's favor, you're going to go with the Lions here?
Yeah, I just said you're going Detroit.
I am just confirming.
Wait. Let's be clear. A 3.5 point spread is not a huge thing. Like, people look at the field goal. Teams often can win by 4 to 6 points, and that's where I think this thing falls.
All right. Well, I'm also going to be taking Detroit here. Chicago is basically just a defense at this point. Even their offensive pieces like Allen Robinson, Cordell Patterson, they're all banged up. Mitch Trubisky is Mitch Trubisky, and that defense is banged up. So I'm liking Detroit at home to cover 3 points pretty easy. It looks like she's picking the Lions in that one. Or is that? Yeah, that's a Lion, I think. So
that's a Lion. She's with me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Lions. I'm with you too, buddy. We're going Lions in this one.
I'm not paying attention to you. I'm just paying attention to Christy. She's our fan.
And yeah, I don't blame you. I'd be paying attention to Christy too. She is much more interesting. Hey, let's go with the Colts taking on the Jaguars here. Jaguars are tanking for Trevor by all accounts, even though they don't claim they are. They've traded or released every single piece of talent they had. Indianapolis, behind one of the best offensive lines in football. They drafted a running back, still got Marlon Mack, still got T.Y. Hilton, now have Phillip Rivers. Right. So who do you like between the Colts and the Jaguars?
So you just kind of said it. And they got Phillip Rivers. And one thing I knew a lot when I would gamble on the Chargers when Phillip Rivers was young is Phillip Rivers never won early. One of the tried and true things used to be, don't bet on San Diego in September. And I think that carries over to the Colts. As much as this looks like a lock, because Jacksonville is tanking, these teams always play each other close. It's a 7.5 point spread. Jacksonville is not an easy place to travel to. It's not about the fans. It's just people don't want to travel to Jacksonville. It's not a sexy part of Florida. It's not like going to Miami or something. Here with COVID, they're going to be happy to stay indoors. I'm not knocking our 3 fans in Jacksonville, but I am. So lay the points, take the Jagoffs.
I can't go with you on that one, even with a 7.5 point spread. Colts are just so much a better team. And week 1, a lot of it comes down to coaching too. So you got Frank Reich versus Doug Marrone. This is a no-brainer. I say Colts win by 2 touchdowns, easily cover, and beat the Jacksonville Jagoffs. All right, NFC East. This should be of interest to John and myself. The Philadelphia Eagles on the road to take on the Washington football team. That's going to take a while.
Wait, what was the name of that team?
The Washington football team.
Oh, that's creative.
I know, right? They really went all out. Hopefully at some point we get an announcement on a new name and a logo and stuff. The artist formerly known as the Redskins, though, at home to the Philadelphia Eagles. The current spread on this one is 6 points for the Eagles. Who do you like?
So I picked, this is probably my own fault. One of these felt like an NFL team and the other one felt like an unfinished screenplay. So I picked the NFL team because the Washington football team wouldn't even be the name of the team in any given Sunday.
All right, fair enough. I'm going against you here on this one. I'm picking the Washington football team. The last month of the year, they actually played really well. They got that rookie from last year, Terry McLaughlin, I think is his name. Antonio Gibson, who they like so much at running back. They cut Adrian Peterson. Christy wants them both to lose. I agree. I wish they could. But to me, the matchup of this is Jason Peters, who I think is 96 and a half years old, at left tackle, taking on Chase Young and Montez Sweat. I think that Washington D-line just plays havoc on the Eagles all day, and I'm not a big believer in Carson Wentz.
But I am a big believer in Scott. I think Scott runs all over this Washington football team.
And that's very possible, but I think Washington is going to cover. So I would take the Washington football team in this one. Now we have the Los Angeles Chargers on the road to take on number 1 overall pick Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. John, I'm curious to know who you like in this one.
I like the number 1 pick at home in his debut, making a statement. Yeah, I like the Bengals.
All right, I'm going Chargers. I think right now it's a Chargers 3-point spread. I think they're going to win this one by a touchdown. A lot of talent on that Chargers team. Like even with Derwin James going down for the year, they still got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, and they got Tyrod Taylor, who I think is going to be very good in that system. They got Austin Eckler running the ball. They got a Bosa on the defensive line for crying out loud. I'm taking the Chargers here. Yeah,
Corey knows everybody's names, but his is a limp lightning bolt, and my team is a tiger in the letter B.
All right. Well, we will see what transpires on Sunday. Who's she going for? What is that?
She's going with the Chargers. She's picking you. Okay.
All right.
She picked you.
I feel a lot better about that pick now because Christy agrees with me. How about the Cardinals and the 49ers? 49ers, of course, were in the Super Bowl last year, John, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Arizona rebuilding with number 1 overall pick, Kyler Murray. They made that incredible trade. They got DeAndre Hopkins in there, who just signed a massive new deal with Arizona. They still got Larry Fitzgerald, still got Chandler Jones. This is going to be a great game. Who do you like between the Cardinals and the Niners?
Oh, who do I like here? Let me think about this for a minute. I got to go with this is my lock of the week. Do we have anything for that?
I think we do. Dun dun.
So, little known fact. As much as I let off the show talking about the Chiefs and like that 70% that the Super Bowl champion covers, okay, over 90% of the time, the Super Bowl hangover is a real thing, and the Super Bowl loser comes out losing the next season. And this isn't just about a cover or anything. Kansas City is going to flat out beat the Niners at home this week. And they have the talent.
Kansas City is beating the Niners this week?
Not Arizona, whatever. The Cardinals.
I agree. Cardinals are going to flat out beat the Niners this week. Right now, the Niners are favored by 7. Arizona's got a lot of talent. And San Francisco, I think, is taking a step back. And like you said, that Super Bowl hangover, very, very real. And, I think this is an easy win for the Cardinals.
And Kyler Murray, as much as San Francisco has this touted defense, Kyler Murray is not the type of quarterback that defense can contain.
That is a very good point, and I agree with you 100%. Let's go now to an NFC South matchup. Tom Brady and the resurgent Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to New Orleans to take on the Saints. As much as everyone would like you to think this is going to be a game, Saints are favored by 3.5. I think they could have put a 0 in there. Saints are just going to roll all over Tampa Bay, I think.
See, I don't agree with you at all.
Wow, great.
Yeah, I think Tom Brady, kind of like Bill Belichick, is out to prove something. And you could talk about your head coaches all you want. This team is coached by Brady, right? At least this offense is run through Brady. And you're going to see a lot of that this year. And this game is a statement game from Brady. He has more weapons than he's had in years, arguably more weapons than he's ever had. And you're going to see that in week 1.
I don't think the weapons matter. We can only throw 25 yards downfield. Tom Brady is done. He's been done for a couple of years. Bill Belichick, I credit with all those Super Bowl wins, not Tom Brady. And I think this year might show that as the New England Patriots make the playoffs and Tampa Bay will not. I think the Saints are the best team in the NFC, flat out. They've got a great defense, a great offense. There's no holes anywhere on this team. Tell me who on tap. You pick your poison, right? You got Mike Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders at receiver. You got Cook at tight end. You've got Alvin Kamara, one of the best running backs. You got Drew Brees, who's still playing at an incredibly high level. And at defense,
wait. I'm calling timeout. If you're going to ding Brady for his age, okay, Brees is 41. Okay, he's no spring chicken.
No, he's not.
And he doesn't have the resume of Brady. So while what you're saying might sound fair or sound right, it's I think a little skewed.
We will see what happens on Sunday. She's picking the Buccaneers, though. I can't go with you there, Christy. Saints, again, my pick to make it all the way to the Super Bowl and possibly win the Super Bowl. They roll over Tampa. If this is close, I could see it maybe being within 10 points, but Saints are just a much better team on paper than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Tampa Bay is pretty good. They're going to be fighting for a wild card, I think, but nowhere in the league of the New Orleans Saints. How about the Dallas Cowboys taking on the LA Rams? This is a very interesting matchup. Of course, Dallas getting rid of Jason Garrett, bringing in Mike McCarthy. LA, after making a Super Bowl, have been, kind of mediocre, looking to turn things around. This is going to be the first game in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. And who are you picking in this one, John?
Yeah, this was a tough one because, all arrows are pointing to that Dallas team being an unstoppable force. And as much as it's fun to write about that Dallas in general, I think LA wins this probably by about a touchdown.
And I absolutely agree with you. I've been watching Hard Knocks, so I've seen a little bit of LA. They claim to have fixed some stuff up offensively, and they still have Aaron Donald, who is pound for pound the best player in the NFL. So pretty decent line to try and contain Zeke Elliott. I know Dallas has all the weapons. Will they be able to come together for week one? That's kind of the question. The current line is Cowboys by 2.5. So I'm liking the Rams in this one.
Yeah. The Cowboys have 3 really sexy wide receivers. They have the quarterback. They have the running back. On paper, like if you're playing Madden, you're picking the Cowboys as your team to play because you want all those high stats. I don't know that they're there on the road week one. Well, let's see what LA has to show for us.
I agree. I don't know why she's yelling at Jeff. Jeff is not here today.
She might be yelling because we're picking against Dallas.
Maybe.
He's from Dallas.
Is he? Okay. All right. Let's go on to our next game. The first Monday Nighter. Pittsburgh Steelers taking on our beloved New York Giants. Of course, it's the first game in the Joe Judge era. He's a bit impressing people during camp, but we have no idea what this team is going to look like. We haven't seen him yet. Whereas Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger, coming off a major injury, still has a pretty decent defense, and he's got some weapons too. Giants also historically lately not very good on Monday night. So, John, who do you like?
So Giants lately not historically good on Monday night. I've been in a Giant depression for several years. With the gaping holes on the offensive line, the drops from the receivers. It's been just a sad team to watch, injuries and everything else. With all of that being said, I don't understand why Pittsburgh is favored as much as they are with Roethlisberger at his age, coming off of that injury. Unless you're thinking you're handing it to Connor all game, I think you got to go big blue.
And I agree. And it may just be my my big blue goggles on. But, it's a 4.5 point spread right now in favor of Pittsburgh. I think New York keeps this close, and I'm actually picking New York to win this game by a field goal on Monday.
Here's the one thing I wanted to talk about with you. I'm going to ask you the question because it's a loaded question that I know the answer.
Okay.
Who's the most talented player on either side of the ball?
Saquon Barkley.
I think that's why. I think that's where the Giants win.
Yeah, no, I agree to you. Oh, there's Hillbilly Scribs. How's it going tonight, Hillbilly? Our final game, and it's also my pick of the week, the Tennessee Titans are taking on the Denver Broncos. I'll just come out and say it. I think Tennessee is going to roll over the Broncos here. The Broncos without Von Miller and without, I'm blanking on his name, but their top cornerback signed with the LA Chargers this year, Chris Harris. 2 very big losses, I think, for the Denver Broncos defensively. And I like the Titans. They still got Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill looked really good in this system last year. They got some weapons offensively. They still got a really good offensive line, even though they lost Conklin at right tackle. So, holy cow. Give me the Tennessee Titans as my pick of the week. Let me scroll up so I can get the graphic in there. Boom. There we go. Corey's pick of the week. Take the Titans.
That's fair. I heard everything you said, and I disagree with you. The one thing that Denver has going for them is they're used to breathing that air early in the season. You can't – home field advantage in the time of COVID that doesn't exist, except for maybe 3 places. Seattle's a distant place to go travel. Jacksonville for the same reason, and nobody wants to go to Jacksonville, and Denver. And Denver specifically because of the elevation. And you have a team that's been practicing in that elevation, is conditioned for that elevation. And I think a lot of what you're looking at in Tennessee, especially the running game, and I love Henry. I love the running back. I don't know that he has the conditioning for Mile High week 1. So give me Denver opening Monday night. Give me an Elway team, an Elway managed team, and we'll see what they can do.
I absolutely agree with your point on Mile High being a very tough place to play, especially week 1. I'm still loving the Titans, though. So there you have it, folks. We've picked every game for you on the schedule. You can either decide to side with me or with John, and hopefully you win some money. Hopefully John and I win some money. John, before we go here tonight, aside from the Giants game, what's one game on the week 1 schedule that you're really looking forward to?
Oh, aside from the Giants game?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to absolutely be tuning in for that Cowboys game. That excites me. And the Las Vegas at Carolina, watching that Gruden offense go. I want to see that kid, the wide receiver. I want to see him burn a couple of defensive backs this week.
Those are 2 great games. Here's a couple I'm looking forward to. The Las Vegas Raiders, where you said that against Carolina. I'm really liking the Chargers at the Bengals. I want to see Joe Burrow in a pro offense to see what he can do. And I'm kind of a closet Chargers fan. I really like Anthony Lynn and what they're doing in LA. And there's so much talent on that team, and everybody's sleeping on them. Eventually, this is going to be Justin Herbert's team, but I like Tyrod Taylor. Very much looking forward to that one. And Green Bay, Minnesota, a classic NFC North battle. I think is going to be another great game. I'm picking the Packers in this one, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Minnesota was able to eke one out, even without Daniil Hunter. Anything else you want to talk about before we go here tonight, John?
I mean, I had a couple of fantasy football drafts the last couple of nights. We don't have to really talk about them. One of them's in that Schmodown fan league, and I'm looking to win some money there. And the other one's for Pride, and it was All-Star League. And I got McCaffrey with my first pick, and Chubbs and Lamar Jackson with my second and third picks. So hopefully we see a lot of scoring this week.
I think you're going to do very well in that league. Hopefully someday I can be good enough so I can get in that Schmodown league. I've won a couple of fantasy football titles in my day, so we'll keep tabs on that as the year goes along. But on behalf of my co-host, John Mariano, my name is Corey Morissette. Thank you very much for watching. The 2 besties are in the chat. Hopefully more will join us next week. And we'll see you week 2 right here on Backdoor Cover.